All right, we're on. We're starting this thing right away. We can't wait. We only got my friend Kevin for so long, so we thought we'd better get this thing started. Welcome to the vinyl collection, looking through the record shelves, where we take a look through our vinyl collection, see what's in there. We open them up, see what's happening, see if they're any good, see if we can get rid of stuff, and you know, that's what we do. I have some new stuff to go through today. I went record shopping today. And new old stuff and very, very, very new stuff. As in, I picked up something today. I've probably spent the most money on a single record ever for this. Big impulse buy. I was even complaining to the cashier about it while I was buying it.
Talking three figures?
No. Not that bad. Right. But it's just one disc. And whew. Anyways, I've been waiting a long time for it to come to vinyl, and it showed up. I wasn't expecting it there, so we'll go through that. We'll unseal it live on this show. And if we get to it, I still am going through the Grateful Dead area of my collection, so there could be that. And yeah, we'll talk about all kinds of stuff like record store days tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Talk about the Grammys, how crazy those nominations are. It's just nutty nominations.
Grammys, that's still a thing?
What was nominated? Why is it nutty?
Because Bob Dylan didn't get a nomination. So it's extremely nutty.
That's a badge of honor, actually, isn't it? Grammys are just a popularity contest anyways. It has nothing to do with any sort of musical merit or credit or anything like that. They just,
well, you got that right.
Whoever's going to sell us the most albums the next time gets it. And I'm 100% convinced too that a lot of these categories, the people that vote them, they're not even listening. Like, I don't know how many. I love B.B. King. He's like my favorite. But I don't know how many. Every time he put out an album, he just won Blues Album of the Year. It was like nobody ever listened to anything else, you know. And I'm not saying that like, you know, his stuff isn't good, but I mean, come on. Every year, every time he puts out an album, it's the Blues Album of the Year.
Well, the big controversy this year, is that The Weeknd didn't get a nomination.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Who the heck is that?
You know what? So he's a pop artist, and honestly, that was the first pop record that has even been on my radar in years. It is phenomenal.
Really?
It's not typically what I yeah, it is so good. But because he added in some like synthwave into his sound, and it's really good. It was there's like that song that there's a huge song on it called Blinding Lights, and the thing has over 1 million plays on Spotify. And like I'd never seen a track with that many plays before on Spotify. It kind of I think it's like maybe in the top, at least the top 5 played songs ever on YouTube. Or, I'm sorry, on Spotify. But yeah, it had been years since any pop record had been like I give a shit about. And I heard that record. My buddy's like, "Hey, give this a chance." I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "Holy shit, this is really good."
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we got to know him because he's Canadian, so we got to support our Canadian guys.
I guess he ghost wrote like a bunch of songs for Drake, I guess, is what I've been told.
Well, regardless, this controversy is working in his favor because I'd never heard of the guy until today.
Well, he swept up at the American Music Awards, which just happened.
Oh.
So he was definitely out there.
I see. So so what is it? The Grammys. So he won American Music Awards but not Grammys. Or he's not nominated for Grammys.
Right.
Well, isn't that like the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards? If you win a Golden Globe, that pretty much guarantees that you're not going to win an Academy Award because they gave you like the second. They gave you the silver. You're not going to get the gold as well.
That might be the People's Choice in the Oscars. That gets you automatic.
But where the Blockbuster Awards rank in? Where are they?
Oh, geez. But not to belabor the point about Bob, but his album, Rough and Rowdy Ways, number 2 Metacritic's top album of the year for reviews. That's how high it ranked, and not even a nomination in the Americana category, the best album category, folk. I don't care what you put it in. No nomination.
How well did it sell? Who cares?
Did very well.
What's very well?
It's not what's her face Taylor Swift numbers.
There's your answer right there. All they care about is how much the stuff is going to sell and who can we promote for the next album to get people to go out and buy the next album. That's all it's about.
Is there any way he didn't want to be nominated? Because I think through like the artists like have to say through the record label, hey, like
they have
maybe
to.
He
don't they have to be?
Nominated.
It doesn't. I'm not sure if it's like the Academy Awards, but in the Academy Awards, you actually have to put in somebody has to put the movie in for you, right, in order for it to be nominated, or the performance or whatever. So maybe nobody did that. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe Bob don't care.
The other weird thing is like Beyonce got a ton of noms, and she only pumped out one song, a single, no full album. So anyways, it's really weird this year, the Grammys. Anyways, who cares, really? Because our guys are really in it.
Well, I wouldn't sweat the Grammys. They suck.
Oh, all right. So thank you for joining us to this to the vinyl collection. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube. And this is a live chat, so you can talk to us in the chat. Or if you're so inclined, you can click on the link above in the chat and call into the show and say hi. We'll say hi and then kick you out. It's no big deal. Joining me on today's show, I have some good buddies. Got Kevin from buriedonmars.com. He is here. You see him every week. He's got lots of talk about controversy, lots of controversial opinions from Kevin. And
I don't think the Grammys suck is a controversial opinion. I think most people are on board for that.
I think so. And of course, Matt Bandy taking over the entire lower half of the screen.
All mine.
Very nice.
It's all yours.
A lot of elbow room.
A lot of room. I got to move around here.
I'm sure more people will be coming soon, but this is what we have so far, so we'll deal with it. Do you want any teases or what's to come from you guys that you want to tease?
I did get a new record in the mail yesterday, which I was going to open live on yesterday's show when I realized there wasn't a yesterday's show. It was today's show. So.
I forgot I did get some new vinyl. Forgot all about it. Let me go grab it. Cover for me.
All right. Let's see that behind. He's going to get up. Is he going to show it to us? There it is.
Oh, that's pajama bottoms.
PJ time.
PJs.
He's going to be heading to bed soon. So we can lean heavy on Kevin and for this first hour and get all the Kevin juice out of him we can until he leaves.
He's got a new work schedule. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think he's going to get up covering in the morning or something, which I'm on days too, but this is my days off. And it is a drag. When you got
it's not Thanksgiving for you guys. You already had your Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving's tomorrow. So
that's
I don't have
right.
to work tomorrow.
Happy almost Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to work the half a day today and have tomorrow off and working half day on Friday. So it's nice.
And record store day, will you shun it again as I will be on Friday?
Yeah. No, there's nothing that I want.
There is some titles again I would go for, but I'm going to be working Friday, so it'd be I'd have to move a lot of things around to get out to a store. And anyways, any of the stores near my work are all mandatorily shut down, so I don't even know how they're doing it. And I'm just going to shun it like the earlier record store days, because my stores don't get allotment. The prices are way high. Quality is way low. What can you do?
Yeah, I think I told that story where I did a few years ago. I actually woke up early for a record store day on Black Friday and waited a few hours to get a record. But that's the only time I've ever gone to that record store day.
Yeah, well, again, that's one thing. If you can wait to get something, knowing you're getting something, to wait and then say, "Oh no, we don't have that," is woof.
Yeah, my local shop's always been good about getting a supply of at least one record of pretty much everything.
Yeah, because you guys, West Coast, of the U.S. get all of our allotments. You get the
I
world's
don't know
allotments.
if it's, I think it's maybe just the popularity of that shop. Like that shop is kind of well known. Like Rolling Stone did an article on it a few years ago. It like made their list of top 30 or top 50 independent record stores in the world or in the United States. So it's been around for a long time and pretty established. So maybe that's why they always get a good allotment of those on Record Store Day.
Yeah, I would love to know the secrets. I wonder if they have to divulge like revenues or something like to get. I don't know. Anyways, let's continue. I will start off with some vinyl adjacent stuff, which we normally start off with. This thing I picked up a little while ago. I don't know if you've seen it in a pickup video I did, but I was at a thrift store and I was in the book section, and I noticed in the book section was the book reseller guy who he gets a whole giant cart, fills it with books, and he blocks the whole book aisle so you can't get in there. And he's got a UPC scanner in one hand, which is attached to his phone, which is running some kind of pricing app. And he goes through every single book in the whole aisle and takes anything that he can scrape any kind of profit off of. I don't know how he can cover the margins. It doesn't seem like a viable business, but that's what he does. So when I saw him there, I made sure to get in front of him and scope out if there was anything there. And sure enough, there was this book, the classic album covers of the 60s. Nice, thick book here.
No price justification on this book.
No. Well,
oh wait, that sticker's looking a little flimsy there.
No, I just haven't taken it off yet. This would have rung, even if it didn't have a price sticker. Yes, they did mark up the price from their baseline. I think their baseline still would have been $6.99 or something for this book.
Nah.
But if you guys don't mind indulging a little bit, we can take a little closer look.
I think you showed that in one of your pickup videos, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing a album cover for the 13th Floor Elevators. You just happened to turn to that page.
There are some wild covers in here, and get ready, folks, because our nudity quotient will be overflowing after this. Yeah, so there's a nice little write-up in here.
Is there any Country Joe and the Fish?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
Some write-ups about, the evolution, the early stuff of the 60s. They talk about how there was this transition from just normal, kind of boring band photos to, more artistic stuff. Let's see here. The jazz section. Jazz. Okay, here they talk about transition, and then they give you some examples. So you got, just the band, and then they get to this stuff. Again, Hendrix, and then get to this stuff. Meanwhile.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. That was the album cover that he hated. So it wasn't that one, Axis Bold as Love. It was the one on the left that he hated.
Did that get a redo? Because I've never seen that cover before.
That covers the UK cover.
Okay.
For Are You Experienced? Mm-hmm. And so when it came over, he switched it to the one that we know in the North America, that yellow one, right?
Mm-hmm. Look at the lads here. They're hanging out by his.
They are. Well, he's apparently flying away.
Oh, yeah.
I think. I don't know what's going on there.
In that little write-up, did it say what was the catalyst for the transition from that photo to more art stuff? Or was there one record that did it and people kind of followed suit? Or what was the transition?
I just scanned through it. They did mention psychedelic coming in and totally game-changing.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine drugs had something to do with it.
Just drugs.
Yeah, drugs.
But look at it. Platters go from this to all groovy.
Yeah.
These guys, crazy.
Oh, Blue Cheer, that's a great one. That's a proto heavy metal record right there.
There's your first Country Joe.
Hey, there we go.
I'd love to get this album. And they reissued it. It is expensive though.
Of course.
What else we got here?
Oh, I got an update on Chris Roberts over in the chat, our private group chat on Twitter. He just messaged in and said shit.
Okay, good headline there. There you go, Frank. There was no transition for Frank. He didn't do no straight stuff.
That's right.
He was full on. You got your Grateful Dead, and then they move full on into the psychedelic stuff.
There you go. 13th floor elevators. Are you familiar with that band at all?
No, I am not.
So they were like a garage band from Texas, pretty much pretty obscure. But Rocky Erickson was the songwriter in that, and he had a pretty interesting solo career and interesting life. Like ZZ Top is a big champion of him and a fan of him, and he passed away, I believe, either last year or year before. But if you've never listened to his music, you should check it out. That's really, really good stuff.
Okay, yeah, will do.
Because ZZ Top's first band name was the Moving Sidewalks, and that was in salute to the 13th floor elevators. But weren't they the 13th floor? Didn't they have? Were they the ones with the electric jug?
Like as for
like an instrument, and one of the instruments was not necessarily.
Not that I know of. I know what you're talking about, but they kind of had one little. It wasn't really a hit, but it was like if you heard it, you might know it kind of song. But I think that was the only record that they did.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I swear they had an electric jug, or it wasn't called an electric jug. It was called. I'm gonna find it.
Look at these albums.
A lot of those I've never seen those. I have no idea.
Yes, Tommy Hall was in the group from 1965 to 1968, and he played the electric jug.
Wow,
nice!
And you listen to it, and it's this annoying sound. There was a buddy of mine who actually reviewed that album. He never heard it before, and he's like, I don't understand what the guitar player's doing. Why is this sound keep happening? And so I, in the comments, said, I think that's the electric jug. So check that out. Check that album out. That's a cool cover. The
Magic Bus, Strawberry Alarm Clock. Timothy Leary, LSD. There's a whole write-up on Stanley Mouse. Did a lot for the Dead. The Closing Years. So then there's this another transition to more like artistic stuff.
That's a cool one. Cheap Thrills.
Crumb. I love this one. Whale Feather. Don't know this band at all, but what a great cover.
Cool looking.
That is pretty cool.
Some more Frank. Ruben and the Jets.
Oh, that's the wrong kind of nudity. Should be arrested for that nudity.
There's Frank again. Look at that. Designed by Frank too. Here's your nudity.
Oh my goodness!
Go. Wow, that's got to get us at least a couple weeks worth right there.
Like that's our cuppeth overflow. Thank you, Jimmy, for that.
Hit the like button and subscribe.
There's Bob.
Oh,
ew.
Can't avoid that wang. That sausage in there every time.
Like a baby bird.
Hey, so that band album cover, that's by Bob Dylan, isn't it? Didn't he paint that?
You are correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Big Pink.
I think I saw that in the
Like
band
King Crimson. That's who drew or who painted that King Crimson cover? Do you know?
It says designed by Barry Godber.
That one's always wild.
Yeah. There's no missing that. Strange Days by the Doors, Pink Floyd, Straubs, Santana. That might be nudity.
I think so. There's some boobs.
Nudity adjacent.
So I was really impressed by the photo quality of these. Like you could easily chop these out and frame them if you wanted to.
You gonna do that, or you flipping that? Or
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. I don't think I'll chop it up, but if It's definitely possible. I did miss there was one cover in here. I can't find it now. That was like the Kama Sutra. I swear to God. I'll look for that, and 10 more likes, and you'll get that Kama Sutra cover later on. Let me change my camera back here. All right, that was my vinyl adjacent, the book. Okay, moving on to Kevin. Let's see what he brought for today.
Well, as Bill is out shopping during provincial lockdown, I stayed home, and I got a couple of CDs here that I got in the past, and I forgot to mention them or something. I don't know why, but this with the Beatles I found at my thrift store.
Oh, Kevin, can we hold on for just a second?
Of course. Is it
I'm
Chris
sorry.
Roberts?
There's an important caller. Needs to. We don't know how long we got them for. Let's bring them on in.
Out in the field.
Out in the field.
Our roving reporter is back.
Yeah, this lighting is probably horrible.
That's not too bad, actually.
Oh, well, it's in the car. Sorry, I had to get some last-minute Thanksgiving crap. And but I John Lennon's dong, so.
Oh, you got to see that. Good.
Uh-oh.
I think our connection's not very good.
Well,
But it was
okay. Thanks, Chris
Call
Roberts.
back. I guess I lost signal.
Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
No problem. How's our roving reporter, Chris Roberts, on the scene, getting some Thanksgiving stuff. Totally makes sense. Okay, Kevin, sorry to interrupt.
All right, so no worries. So with the Beatles, it's just a regular CD. It was pretty good. Get it for $2, but on the inside, I noticed here that it said, I don't know if you can read that over here. Probably not. Nope. Over here, it says "Made in Germany." So for some reason, there was a German copy of "With the Beatles" at the thrift store.
Extra tracks or anything on it?
I don't think so. It's the exact same thing, I believe, but it's a German release. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd look that up on Discogs, see if there's something weird about it.
Maybe I should. And then this was another cool find that I found. This album keeps coming up, but this is the Beach Boys' The Pet Sounds sessions.
Oh, weird.
Cool.
So this is a big 3-disc. This actually came out in a big long box, a big green long box, and I don't have that, but I guess it was reissued as this. But even this goes between $30 and $40 Canadian on eBay. So that was pretty cool to pick it up for $2.
That's a great pickup. Holy.
And it's 3 CDs worth of the same songs over and over again. But it's Brian Wilson there, sitting there with the Wrecking Crew, doing his thing. There's a lot of tracks on there.
Is there an actual studio recording of the album on there as well, or is it just all outtakes?
Hold on. Yeah, the first CD is the stereo mix of the album, and then so that's only part of the CD one, and then there's just a bunch of extra tracks, and then this 2 is a bunch of extra tracks, and then disc 3 is mono and alternate versions of the album. So lots of crazy stuff on there. So,
what year did that come out?
in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No commentary or anything on that?
What do you mean commentary? Like
commentary tracks. I've seen some like special edition stuffs where it's like the song is playing, right? It just like you would on like a DVD, like so the song's playing and the artist is talking about the different parts of the song or the recording process.
No, there was like a big green box version of it that had a book that probably had like an explanation on all the tracks and all that, but this one doesn't have that. And then for my new pickups, so this was we'll get all Matt Bandy here. This was a limited edition to 1,200 copies. Sloan released their B-Sides Win from 1992 to 1997, Canadian rock band Sloan.
Nice.
So, of course, they're a Canadian rock band, but they have to have an American distributor for their albums for some reason. So I had to order this from the States. When it was all said and done, it was $40, but it is, a limited edition, and it. So these are all just like B-side tracks and that from their early singles that was never released on anything else. Like you'd have to go buy all the original 45 or I guess CD singles to get them originally. So now they're on. You can't even see that, but that's where the lyrics are. And for some bizarre reason, it's blue vinyl.
Oh, nice.
Not green. I think green would have matched the cover. But I was able to pay it off with PayPal money. So that's all found money for me from selling video games. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I just ordered it like last week, and it showed up within a couple of days.
So it's on a Canadian label, but an American distributor?
Well, they're a Canadian band.
Right.
And they're on a Canadian label.
Yeah. But
they either get a better deal or they can't find a Canadian distributor for vinyl. So it actually comes from the States. Weird. That's how all their records have been. It's either that, like I buy it through the distributor in the States. I actually buy it through their website and it comes through the States, or I buy them when I was at the show.
Okay.
Like if you go to a record store in Canada, I don't think I've ever seen a Sloan record like on the shelves.
Oh, really?
CDs, yes. CDs, you can find them, but not the actual vinyl records because they're just not that popular, I guess. I know like in our bubble, they're huge and popular and we love them, but if they were to put out an album tomorrow, it wouldn't be a huge hit.
Yeah.
It's just the state of where music is today. And one more piece of vinyl I bought. I double dipped, of course, and I got the CD and now the vinyl for AC/DC's new album, Power Up.
You got a review of that yet on your blogs?
I do. You can go check that out on buriedonmars.com. It's a review of the Lightbox CD. Nice. I might do a vinyl review.
Very unbiased review.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I am pretty ruthless.
That sucker still has not dropped in price, so I haven't got it yet.
It's ridiculous. So it did. It's from Amazon, and I don't know. Let's see if I can. It wasn't in perfect shape. You can see the dirt on there, but yeah, see that little scuff in there?
Yeah,
bastards. Now it doesn't show up when you play it; it's how it looks, right? And there was a small scratch on there too, but it was very minor. Like you can only hear it when the song finished, and before the other song started, I heard like one pop. So, but yeah, when I pre-ordered it for $27 when they announced it, and then Deke and I were watching the price of it, and it jumped up to $55 for some reason. For some reason, jumped up to $55. And then it came out and it dropped down to $34.
Yeah, that's where it's at. I
mean, normally you could pre-order it for $27. And then after it would come out, it would go up to $34. That's what it has been lately. I don't know where that $55 came out. Even the CD jumped up too, and then came back down. So, they got it all figured out. Right, like when to make the most money and all that. It's like gasoline prices now. You can't just go and buy gasoline for a certain price, right? It's just whatever they say it is that day. So.
And I'm seeing ads for it on TV too. Like they got a big push for it. Usually, if they're advertising on TV, it's a more accessible price. But
yeah, I mean the CD is reasonably priced now. I think it's $14 or whatever for the CD, which is not bad for a brand new album, but yeah, the vinyl not so much. And It might be just demand too, you know.
Saw a review that Martin Popoff did on that record, and he reviewed it pretty fairly or highly. He liked the record.
Yeah, it's you know, when I first listened to it, I'm like, okay, this is all right. And then every time you put it on, it's just like, oh man, it gets better and better with every listen. And it might be the timing too, you know, just you needed something to cheer you up with all the crap that's going on. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yeah, I love it.
Do you think that's it for them? Are they going to do any more records, or?
I thought the last one was it for them. So I don't know. Angus seems to be really determined to keep doing music as long as he can. So
yeah. And
I say, let him, you know, even if the albums suck, I don't care. Let them do their music or for as long as they want to do them, you know. I've become a Star Wars. Like I identify with Star Wars fans.
I love that analogy.
Star Wars fans, they don't care if it's crap or not. They just want more Star Wars in their life. And that's the way I am with AC/DC. I just don't care. But I think it's legit good. Yeah.
The Mandalorian is not crap, by the way. It's wonderful.
Yeah, if I was 8, I think I'd be all over it.
You know what?
I'm an adult, so
it feels like that. It feels like I'm playing with my toys for an hour every week, and it's so satisfying and joyful, and makes me happy watching it. It just so satisfying every episode.
Excellent. I'm happy for you.
It's procedural. There's no like cliffhanger every single episode. It's a very satisfying production. I think
I've just seen it all before. It's just the same stuff. It's nothing original, nothing new.
You haven't got to play with like a Tusken Raider for an hour before on screen. Now you get to see close-ups of them. You get to see how their group works together.
I did think that was cool. I like that.
Yeah.
What? Who cares? What? Who cares?
The ball chin guys, you only saw him in passing. Now you get a whole scene with the ball chin guys.
So what? Who cares? You guys in your lore, you need to know everything about every character. Who cares?
No.
He was just meant to be a character that, oh, look how creepy this character looks in this saloon. And you were supposed to move on. That's it. That's all you're supposed to know about that guy. And that scene at the end of season 1 with the 2 stormtroopers going back and forth they were in a Seth MacFarlane skit or something. That was just so stupid. It was awful. How am I supposed to be scared of stormtroopers when they're sitting around goofing around like that? They're terrible. They don't take their job seriously.
They're normal guys.
Their company had been shut down essentially, and they're just like, they're going to get fired soon.
So if they're a bunch of goof offs, where's like the tension? Like, why am I worried about what these guys are going to do? If they don't care about what they're doing, why should I?
The show definitely does not present stormtroopers as a threat, and they say it during the show. They're like, "Oh, they're just stormtroopers. We can plow through them, no problem." Why
are they stormtroopers then? I don't get it. Why are they following these guys around?
Man's got to make a living, Kevin.
I don't know. I don't know. You guys enjoy your show. Have fun with it.
I am. And thank you, Kevin, for breaking the record of whipping out vinyl the fastest ever on this show.
Well, I got like 25 minutes left, so
don't miss my big reveal coming up.
We'll get to it. Get to it right now. Let's
can't. Got Matt Bandy next. He's going to go full Bandy on something too. I just feel it.
I won't go full Bandy.
You can go full Bandy.
I'm not going to. I do have something vinyl adjacent, and I do wish our friend Chris Roberts was here, because this is actually something that he gave me.
Oh,
yeah. So
look at that.
My cassette holder.
Nice.
From Chris last week. And this is the Napa Valley. And I filled it up. And it's almost all my cassettes that I have. There's a few that wouldn't fit in here, but those weren't, I don't think, really necessary to go in there anyway. But yeah. It's pretty heavy, actually. It's heavier when with all the cassettes in there. It has actually put them in upside down. So you has 2 little mounting screws on there. I was gonna mount it until I realized how heavy it was, and I'm gonna need to get some drywall screws before I put this guy into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. It holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. It holds, let's see, 34. Quick math.
16 times 4
Yeah.
is
64.
yeah.
64 cassettes. So, yeah. Nice build on it. I'm excited to have this because mostly my cassettes were kind of just put away in a little box, and it's nice to have a display here. I think I'll just
that's
keep.
cool.
Those things are great.
So you didn't have exactly 64 cassettes. You have to have like 2 or 3 hanging out, right?
Yeah. I didn't have exactly. Yeah. So I have a few more than this, but I think mostly this is kind of like all the dungeon synth over here and some black metal stuff, and the rest of this is old punk rock and hardcore demos that I've got through the years. So I've been collecting a lot more of the synth stuff on cassette. So this probably is what's exclusively will go in there. So yeah, big thanks to my buddy Chris for hooking me up with this. I really, really appreciate it.
You know, it's funny. The way the corners are joined are the exact same as the one I found too, but mine is not stamped Napa Valley anywhere.
Yeah, these are looks like there's either stapled or like it's a nail gun that went in there.
Right, but they're like edged out a bit too, right? Like where they join each other.
Yeah,
and then
there's a little notch. In. Yeah.
Is the Napa Valley thing like an embossed stamp, like pressed in, or is it just ink?
No, it is pressed in there, or like it's probably burned in. There's a stamp that's burned in there. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Are you gonna be on the lookout for more of those? Do you need more?
I would probably like maybe. Well, it depends on how many cassettes I accumulate, but for now, I'm good. I'm good with this. But eventually, I don't know if I'd need another one quite this size. Maybe. I don't know if this is the smallest size that Napa Valley makes, but this is a good, probably one more of these, I'd be good to go.
Very cool. Hey, I want to welcome a couple viewers in the chat. Crew Ashton has popped in. Noticed Big Bandy has a Nintendo behind him. Likes your Nintendo. And someone earlier was here. I can't say the name. Shuwanaful Mitaku.
Victor,
sure, you nailed it.
He had a good Bob comment. Sorry, I missed that earlier. So yeah, welcome to the live chat if you're still here. So we just go around and we show our records and stuff. Our first round is generally vinyl adjacent stuff, which is why Matt Bandy showed the tapes off. Is that it? Do you hand it over at this point?
Yep, hand it over to you.
Whew, nervous to show this because I had to go to a retail record store today because my littlest daughter wanted me to pick up a record for my oldest daughter for her to give her for Christmas.
Nice.
And she wants that latest Harry Styles album, Thin Line or Walk the Line. I don't know what it's called. Very expensive and also very hard to get. As they told me in the record store, they're like, if we get one in, it's gone within an hour. So if you want it, I got to order it for you. And all that. Well, it's piss on it. I'll order it myself. So while I was there, I was looking through the stuff and I was very surprised to see a record there that I always loved hearing it. I had, a rip of it for years and always played it. And if I was driving people in the car and that came on and they saw it come on, they'd go, "What? I'm not listening to this." I'm like, give it a second. Give it a second. You will love this. Just give it a second. And I won over a lot of people with the music here. Let's see if have I teased you enough yet?
I'm curious.
Let's see if you guys will get it here. I'll show you. See if you can recognize it from the back.
Phil Collins?
Oh, that's
Shatner.
That
has
is
been.
There it is, finally on vinyl.
Huh.
And I don't know if you guys remember, I told you a couple weeks ago when this got Shout Factory put out the Captain's collection, a big collection of his documentaries documenting Star Trek, they offered this album as an upsell. It was a black splatter or something disc, but I would have had to order it from the States. And to add that disc on was like another $40 and another like $40 for shipping. And it was just getting insane. And from all the research I did, that was the only release it was going to get on vinyl. But then I'm in Sunrise Records and I see this. So it is a special release anyways. Limited edition has been. And there's that price, $40. 40 big ones. But I do love it. This is Ben Folds produced this. Got him that great sound. Lots of guest performers on there. It's not the Shatner you think of when you think of Shatner records. This is actual good rockin' stuff. Common People is excellent. Arranged by Ben Folds. Has Been is really good. So, and this is put out by Shout Factory as well.
The Shout Factory, they do movie stuff too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So shall we open it?
Sure.
$40. I was like the cashier going, you guys really got me on this. Hope you feel good.
And what year did that come out? It's a few years old, right?
Oh yeah. Geez, what year is it? 2004.
Oh man, is that long ago already?
We got some lyrics there.
He put out a blues album this year. It's no bueno.
This year? I didn't hear that one.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't come out because of COVID, but the promotion machine was in motion earlier this year.
The label's cool.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
I was not expecting that. Wow.
Psychedelic.
So this isn't the same disc that they offered in the with the DVDs, because the other one was like a different splatter. This is I don't know if you call this splatter as much as a smush. So 40 big ones though. And yeah, it looks good. I tell you, when I was ordering that Harry Styles disc, I was going through the reviews, and this is an expensive album, this Harry Styles one. It's like $50. It's a double. And it's a really good seller. He was also snubbed by the Grammys, by the way, despite having such a good album. And all the reviews are warped, skipping, warped, scratched, skipping, can't get through any track. What is going on in the pressing factories?
Yeah, it's getting really bad. All it's going to do is turn people off of the hobby.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, why am I putting up with this? I'll just stream it or I'll buy the CD.
Like I said, and that's an expensive album, so people are spending, a lot of money on it, and it's all skippy. Now, the one I got, I don't want to say anything too loud, but it's a very special edition. Ooh. Special pressing. It's coming from Bandy's neck of the woods. That's how far away it's coming from. Expensive. And if there's anything wrong with that, we're screwed.
What makes it special? Is this ding dong hanging out in it or something?
No, it's a special, a clear pressing or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Limited edition.
Okay.
And this is also for the big kid for Christmas.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Wow, that's a good price too. I mean,
yeah,
as in large.
Yeah.
Is that 2 discs though?
It's 2 discs,
okay.
and this is some sunrise bullshit. So I think that it's some kind of special, like colored discs or something. I'm not sure what, but we can't open this because
Right.
it's going under the tree.
That's cool.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to pause there and get back over to Kevin before we lose him, so we get more Kevin action.
Sure.
All right.
Well, I mentioned last time I had my Led Zeppelin collection here. So most of this Led Zeppelin stuff I actually bought in college for wall art purposes. They were at like a thrift store or something, and I never really checked the condition or anything because I didn't have a turntable at the time to play them. My intent was just to have them up on the wall and impress the ladies that I listened to.
Imagine if you had this book back then.
Yeah, well, that book only goes up to the 60s, and Led Zeppelin went through the 70s. So.
True.
So a lot of these, a couple of these that aren't in here, they're actually on the wall again because they're unplayable. Like they're just scratched up so bad or whatever. So what I have here is still the ones that are still good, like playable ones. So I did luck out on some of these. So this is the first Led Zeppelin album, Led Zeppelin 1. And yeah, it's in good shape. Should be anyways. This one plays nice. And by the way, you can go check out my my series on buriedonmars.com where I review all of Led Zeppelin's studio albums.
Oh, big series. And
when you're done that, you can check out my wife at Caught Me Gaming. She also reviewed all of Led Zeppelin's albums. So it's a tandem series.
Oh, it's tremendous.
Do you rank the albums in order from
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Once we were done reviewing them, we went and ranked all the albums.
Nice.
Spoiler alert, this one was high on my list.
Right, yeah.
That would be my number 2.
I not for the back cover. There's not much going on there, but for the music on it, yeah, I believe this was my number 2 as well.
Nice.
I think, from what I remember, if I remember correctly. Got a vintage sleeve in on this one. And I think the only reason why I put this at number deuce is because of that stupid drum solo.
Oh, Moby Dick.
Yeah, it's just. Oh, I even put a note on this one. First 2 songs are bad on this one, so I need a new Led Zeppelin 4.
There's plenty of those around.
Yeah. And really, all I need is a good disc, because the my sleeve here is just fine, right? So here's the iconic. There was at least one dorm room in every dorm that had that big full-on poster.
Yeah, my best friend's brother had that in his bedroom. It was like the size of his wall. It was huge.
Yeah, that monster poster. Somebody had it all the time. And it had the lyrics to Stairway to Heaven. First 2 songs are bad. I think there was a scratch on it somewhere. It looks fine here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you listen to it, there was something up with it. Yeah, I believe Black Dog there's a big dash in it.
And that has their symbols on the label, right? What didn't I have one that their symbols weren't on the inner label? Like I had 2, and that's why
Right. Yeah, and this one does have the symbols on the label. But I need a new disc anyways.
Wow, looks pretty good to me.
It does, but yeah, I can see there's one scuff there. I know. I put the note on there for a reason.
When's the last time you listened to it?
It wasn't too long ago when we were doing the series. So, and we did it just a couple of months ago, right? So, There's Physical Graffiti, which I can't remember if I showed it. I bought it not too long ago, just in August. So I probably showed this already, but it's got all the inserts in it. They got all the inserts that you could play around, and it folds like the discs are in here. They're all in good shape.
I don't remember you showing that.
No? Okay.
So that's that's an oldie. That's an original.
Yep, this is an original, not a reissue. Yeah, like I think you're supposed to put the discs in here, but I never do. I just put them on the side. Yeah, these are to hold the discs. But there's all your, and like, depending on what you want, what mood you're in, you can put them in the outer cover, and you get a different album cover every time. It's kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
And then someone took the Rolling Stones Some Girls, which has the same idea, and also it changes on the back too. Some Girls, the Rolling Stones Some Girls has the same idea, and they put the Rolling Stones inserts into the Led Zeppelin.
Right.
That was good. Good time.
Do it.
Here's Presents. I'd have to go get the Rolling Stones Some Girls upstairs. And, I'm not doing that right now.
Hot Dog.
Yeah, that's probably the worst song on here.
That gets your feet moving.
Nah. There's all your artworks in there with this monolith thing in there. This is not my favorite album. This was the last on my ranking list.
Was that 79 or 80? What year did that come out?
No, this one came out in 76.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
This was like they were. I think they were burnt out a little bit. This one came out in 76, and then they took a couple of years off, and then they put out.
Well, Achilles is on there, right?
Yeah, I don't like that song.
That's killer.
Nah. What is good on this is In My Time of Dying. That is a fantastic tune. No, not In My Time of Dying. That's on Physical Graffiti. It is Nobody's Fault But Mine. That is a fantastic tune. I like that one. But then the rest of the album, whatever. And then if you get In Through the Outdoor, you got to make sure that you get the paper bag outer sleeve.
Yeah.
I think the idea was like this was a speakeasy on the cover from the 20s. So it was like your alcohol in a paper bag. And that's the actual album cover.
Whereas John and Yoko did the paper bag to hide John's ding-dong.
That's right. And then this, I don't know if you knew this, Bill, but this inner sleeve here, if you bought it brand new, it was in black and white.
Oh, was that the water thing?
Right. And if you wanted to get color on it, you had to like take a paper towel or something, just damp it, and then you'd wipe it on here and you got your color. So if you find one of these out in the wild, check out the sleeve, and if it's black and white, grab it.
My mind is blown. I got to check mine.
Yeah. Because then you could do the water trick yourself, or you can just leave it, and I don't know if it's worth more without that done or not. I don't know. And then I have Song Remains the Same, which I definitely did show. That was my first episode. But I don't know if I showed. Did I show the BBC sessions here? The big box.
So. Yeah.
Big box set here. Oh.
I mean, that came out in the 90s? That came out?
So the 2-disc version came out in the 90s. This came out a couple of years ago, like the 2 CD discs. Then this one has 3 discs, and it's an expanded version.
I think I remember like Communication Breakdown that version from that getting some radio play when they
There-
released that.
There are a few versions of Communication Breakdown
Yeah.
on here. So you get a bit of a credits booklet here. It's all white, of course, so it's hard to show on the camera. Yeah, I believe it's a 3 LP set. So I picked this up a couple of record store days ago. It's not a record store day exclusive. I'll just take out the one record to show you. I'm not going to take. Oh my God, that's it. It's ruined. Subscribe. You better subscribe for that. That's fine.
Hit
It's
the
all
like
good.
button.
Yeah. There you go. So it's all the images of the musicians on there. They're all 180p or gram.
180p.
Yeah, I'm really tired, man.
Super clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's more than how many discs are in here? There was 1,
When did you get
2,
that?
3, 4, 5 discs in
Oh,
here.
wow.
So, yeah, it was a couple of record store days ago, and they had, like how they have their, the record store day stuff, but then they have the regular stuff, whatever % off. And so this thing was like regular, I don't know, like $150 or whatever, and they had it on sale for $75.
There you go.
So I thought $75 for 5 LPs is not bad. And then, yeah, this is the extra bit. So that's all the stuff that would have been on the 2 CD, and then this was all the extra. There was a complete whole extra disc of extra stuff that would not have been on the 2 CD from the 90s. She got all 4 of them on the label there. Oh, I almost lost that one too.
Easy.
Jeez.
Easy.
My goodness. But yeah, got everything they did for the BBC. You're not missing anything.
What year was that?
2016.
I'm sorry. What year was that originally recorded?
So most of it was in 69.
Okay.
Because that's when they would be at the, promoting when they're young. And but some of the shows are from the 70s.
Hmm.
So, yeah, the BBC at the time, like when rock and roll first came out, the BBC would not play any rock and roll, right? They had a stick up their ass. But then all the those pirate radio stations started popping up, and the BBC had to smarten up, and they realized if they wanted to get people to listen to the BBC, they're gonna have to start playing some rock and roll. So they would get a lot of rock bands in there in the 60s and 70s, and you can get. There's a few BBC session albums. Like there's Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix has one, Dire Straits has one. There's a bunch of them out there.
AC/DC.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, or no, that was at Atlantic Studios. I don't know if they have a BBC one. I don't know. Not an official one, anyways. There you go. That's my Led Zeppelin.
Well, while you were chatting, I went and grabbed my
Yep.
the outdoor.
Let's
If you recall when I showed mine, I had 3 variants, remember?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So let's see if I win here.
If any one of them are in black and white.
If I get a winner. There's
How many subscribes are we going to need for you to, if you have a black and white one, to get it
Live
to,
on air.
Yeah, show it in color.
there's the difference between those 2 variants.
What?
All right. Hey, there's business to take care of. My bag is way better than Kevin's. Got the seam right there. It's got the T seam.
I got that. What are you talking about? T-scene.
So I was watching one of Creepleet's pickup videos, and he was going on about the cellophane seal on one of his games. This, as you can see, has the Y seam going on.
Oh, no, I think it's an H seam.
Oh,
H
the
seam?
H seam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those like that's how you can tell if it's an original seal or if it's somebody has resealed it, right? There you go. Is that black and white?
Oh, that is black and white.
There you go. First one.
So you're saying if I dampen this,
Yes. Then it'll fill in. With
there's
color.
there's no like feeling of extra ink on it or anything.
Hey, it's what I read, and mine's in color, and yours is not. So
There's that one. This one has nothing. Oh, this one's got something. Same again.
wow. There you go.
Oh, you got to at least do one of them. Oh, that one.
Well, that one looks a little bit.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, right there. And it feels a little different. Someone swiped that right there.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that is far out. I never knew that.
I didn't know that either. Until I was reviewing the album, and that's what it said. I'm like, wow.
Cool.
Come on, Bill.
Well, I can't do it. I don't have anything here to do.
What do you mean you don't have? You get your finger wet, you wipe it across.
You just want to see me suck on my finger on camera.
Well,
That's gross. I'm not doing. Maybe.
you got kids. They can't bring you down a little glass of water.
Okay. Let me put in the request here.
I won't hold my breath.
If this doesn't get subscribers,
I would
should-
subscribe to see this. I've never seen it happen. How many people do you think have ever actually seen that live?
well, I guarantee you that the reason why his is in black and white because the people who bought it didn't know that that's something that you did. I wouldn't have known that.
Now, are you saying like the one color that fills in, is it the same color for every time or is it different colors?
I believe it's the same color.
Neato. Well, I wonder why someone probably just threw away the other sleeve from the second variant that had none.
You
I
don't
hear
have a paintbrush. You could just dip it in water and get all.
Apparently, all you need is like a damp paper towel or something like that, or rag.
Yeah. Well, we got bandanas like crazy down here because this is, the vinyl show. Let's go, water. Apparently, if you dip this in water, it changes color like this. She's not too impressed.
Not
No.
impressed, huh?
If Curtiss was here, she'd be impressed.
See ya. You didn't want to see that? Oh, she's sticking around to see. Hold on.
Oh,
She's on the stairs. Dabbing.
we're gonna get the. What about the other camera angle?
Oh, good thinking, Bandy.
Wow. Executive producer Matt Bandy.
Sorry.
Oh, it's good.
He's just get your face off of here.
You take the record out?
No. Yeah, I'm not putting that much water on it.
Okay.
Continue on this.
Yeah, sure.
I see it. It's doing it.
Yeah.
He's putting some there. Get some elbow grease in there.
Yeah. It's coming off on my bandana.
Oh.
Hey, that's all right. You're just tie-dyeing that thing.
It's wrecking your bandana, kid.
Yeah.
Okay. What, olives? I'm wrecking it's coming right off.
Smear. I mean, these things are 45 years old, getting on 50.
Well, that worked here, kind of. I'm more taking paper off than. What else? This should have color, right?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Maybe don't wipe it. Just wet it and let it
dab it.
thing.
Do a
Dab
dabbing. There you go.
Anything happening?
I'm seeing green.
I'm seeing green. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the papers. Well, what's this? Hit that subscribe, people. Our one viewer.
Well, that might be me. I think I got us open in another window.
Well, it's not dramatic. Nothing really happening there. See if this does anything here. I do remember these as a kid, though.
I see some blue there.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen the first person that accidentally did that.
Yeah. Now, yeah, was this like advertised, or was this the very first Easter egg kind of thing?
I don't know.
Bill, I think this would make a good video for your Start to Continue channel. You should do a little deep dive on that and make a video about it.
Get through the history?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
You start on the research and give me a script, and no problem. All right, that was exciting, folks.
Yeah, that was something else. I'm glad I stayed up for that.
There's the bandana. It's got some.
Wreck
the album and wreck the bandana.
It's got a story now.
You have part of Led Zeppelin. It's now a part of that bandana.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin came all over that bandana. Okay, Matt Bandy.
Well, I'm sorry, but I gotta go. I got an early morning. I gotta be out the door at 4:30, and it's 10 after 9. I got Howard Stern hours with more days, and I'm still working past 10 o'clock. So,
PM?
No, 4:30 a.m.
No, I'm sorry, to 10:30.
Oh no, until 12:30 noon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn it, I had some stuff that you would like to see soon too.
I'll have to watch it later.
Speaking of Stern.
Well, give me a hint. Give me ready.
Well, he landed one of his biggest interviews ever. Is it last week already or this week? Must have been last week. He's off now, right?
Yeah.
His final show, he landed one of his biggest guests ever for a 90-minute interview.
Oh. Okay. That's the hint?
That's the hint.
All right.
And if you haven't listened to it, listen to that interview. It was excellent.
I have not. Where can I listen to that? Is he posting to YouTube?
Okay. So you're not a Sirius subscriber?
No.
Okay. Right now it's free.
Oh, it is?
Everyone. Even if you have it in the car, you can hit the Sirius button and it's wide open right now.
I don't have Sirius in my car.
Are you sure? I've seen that car. It's pretty lucky.
I'm lucky I got an auxiliary port in that car.
now you don't have it in the car, what you do is download the Sirius app, and Stern shows you can play on demand. So you
okay.
can go back and listen to the last, I think, 2 weeks worth of shows, including the wrap-up shows are all on demand too. So that's how I listen to them, because you can't listen to them all live.
Right.
So get the app, and it's free until I think December.
Until so like for 5 days. You got 5 days.
Well, you're a little late. It was the last half of November. It was wide open.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see. Okay. All right, guys. Have fun.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
We shall see you.
All right. Bye.
He is gone, and just like that, we trade up.
Perfect timing.
Hey, yes. Now we can start the show.
Perfect timing, man. Oh, damn. Get that guy out of here. Thought he'd never stop. No, I'm just joking, Kevin.
Chris Roberts joining the show. Look at that camera shot with the perspectives. Wow.
That's pretty. That's like Vertigo.
God damn it. It's like Stanley Kubrick did this.
Yeah. I've been working on things. Nah, this corner is messy, so I couldn't sit where I normally sat, but actually it looks cooler.
Yeah.
So what's going on? You guys showed all your stuff? You show your adjacent stuff and everything?
I've only shown adjacent.
Yeah, what'd you show? Something good?
I showed what you gave me.
Oh yeah? Damn it, I
Yeah.
missed it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm such a generous guy.
You sure are.
I've heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I know.
I got it all, I got it all filled up. Look at that.
Oh, dude, that looks awesome.
Filled it up. It's heavy
Dude.
as shit, too.
Yeah, those things ain't no joke.
I know.
Yeah, I swindled that from a thrift store, a Mennonite thrift store. They had a bunch of shitty tapes in it. And I was like, how much do you want for all these shitty tapes? And they're like, well, like $0.25 a piece. And I was like, so if I buy them all, can I have the rack? And she goes, let me see. She goes, yeah, I'll be like $15. And I was like, okay, well, do you mind if I leave all the tapes? She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I don't want this crap. No, you keep your own tapes. I don't want this shit. I was like, I'll throw them away if you want, but maybe someone will buy them, Like, it was horrible, man. Yeah, so that book was pretty cool, man. I got to see the whole book. And, man, my signal was perfect. And the second you got done talking, it died. I'm like, I fucking knew it, man. But anyway, whatever.
That's
Sorry about
great.
that. Last second chance. We had to run real quick, and I totally lost track of time. My
Nothing
bad.
worse than a last-minute Thanksgiving grocery store run.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Oh,
you should have saw Walmart. It was horrible. I was gonna do a live thing from the record area just to show you guys their stuff, but nah, I just didn't want to. It was just too many people. I hated to get out of there. It's way too many people. Yeah. So anyway, so what's going on? Everything good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Host, take over. What are you doing?
I'm just waiting to get all the Chris Roberts out of us that we can until we move
All right.
on. You're good? You're good? You
Yeah.
got cranberries, you're all set.
Yeah. I got all the things.
What'd you get?
I just got some pomade. I needed something for my hair. I got to go
The
to
pomade. You went to get
Yeah.
pomade.
Well,
Okay.
we were gonna get food too with some other. Well, I'm just telling you what I got. It wasn't just me, but yeah, I needed something for my hair because
we put in there. Lay right. What do you
I just got. They only had the
Suavecito?
bootleg. They only had
Suavecito?
Equate. Yeah, I know. It's horrible, man. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. You need to get some. Get yourself some Suavecito.
This is all they had. Walmart had no selection. It was ridiculous. It was either that or some sort of styling gel, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want gel.
Suavecito pomade. It'll wash out. Just with it doesn't stain your hair like a normal pomade, and it smells
Okay.
real good. It's
All
got
right.
a Cholo skeleton on it.
Well,
Come
if
with
you're
it.
using it, yeah, it's
Well,
gotta
I
be
used to when my hair
Oh.
was short.
good. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I don't know. I don't know anything about that shit.
yeah.
I only just
I'm in an
natural
in-between
spices.
stage, man. It's just not long enough to do what Bandy's doing, and it's not short enough just to not do anything. I got to do something to it. So, and I'm going to some Mormon's house, so I can't wear a hat. I mean, I probably could, but I don't know. I don't want to insult anybody.
Well, look who showed up just in time for Chris Roberts showing up.
Oh,
Denise is here.
hey, Denise. What's going
Chris
on?
Roberts' biggest fan. Chris Roberts just showed up. You just missed Kevin. He was in here for the first hour. He had to take off.
That sucks.
There was you missed a huge pickup or reveal from me, a really expensive retail item.
Oh, I like that book. That book was cool, man. Where'd you get that at? Thrift or
thrift store? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good find.
That was the one where the book reseller was blocking the whole aisle, so I got in front of him where he hadn't gone yet.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good pro tip because they'll get the cart and they'll just throw everything in the cart and then they'll sit there and scan. So if you either got to get there before them or do what you did, jump ahead of them.
Yeah.
Got to be rude sometimes. Get out of the way. You can't be blocking the aisle.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. Anyways, we're about to go to Matt Bandy with his first vinyl of the night.
Yeah. I got I'll show you my new pickup. Or I got a couple new records in the mail.
So you were gonna reveal it. You were gonna open it last night when you thought the show was recording.
Yep, I was sitting here ready with my my shipping box or my shipping and ready to break the seal, but I was 24 hours early.
So did you hold off?
No, hell no, I didn't hold on. I wanted to listen to it. I hadn't listened to it yet. So I've shown this band before, Witch Hazel. And this was the band, if you remember, do you remember how I described this band, Bill?
No.
Okay,
Dungeon.
Nope.
Goth.
Nope.
Mellotron.
You razzed me a little bit on it.
No.
Sword metal synth?
Nope.
Oh.
So I described this band as being pastoral.
Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah.
So this is Witch Hazel. They are a heavy rock band from England, somewhere in England. This just came out a few weeks ago, and last night was my first listen to it. It's good. I think this is going to take a few listens till I really kind of get into it. Kind of a grower, not a shower. Record from the start. You got a picture of the band on the back here, and this, I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear that?
Solid.
It's like a book. This is legit like a book. This is the heaviest I've ever seen a record before. Inside you got the lyrics here and a picture. And this one, unfortunately, I ordered this on their Bandcamp. Unfortunately, I missed out on the limited color. Actually, I don't know if I did miss out, but
yeah, how would you miss out on something like that?
Well, I think because the record I ordered from them on their Bandcamp, so they're distributed in the U.S. through Writing Easy Records, which is out of Huntington Beach, California. But the other label who does their distribution is, I believe, from Europe. So the European shipping cost was really, really expensive on that. And I like the band, but not enough to pay that much for shipping on a record where the shipping costs more than what the record cost. So it's weird. Sometimes depending on where you're ordering from in Europe, shipping cost isn't that bad. And then sometimes it's really, really expensive. So an interesting fact about this band here, they are, there's a lot of Christian themes in this. They, listening back on their other record now, I can it's a little more subtle in those records. This one is like full on, like lyric wise is like, oh, okay. Which is, I can appreciate that. I'm not a Christian guy. But for a band, especially in heavy metal, heavy rock, to be open about their faith and their beliefs, it's nice to see. And the music's great, and it's real positive, kind of uplifting stuff too. This is highly recommend this.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
So what do you think is making it like so firm? Is it like
it's just the whatever material they use to.
it's almost like a formica or something, eh?
No, it's like cardboard, but it's like almost like a cardstock, like a really thick, heavy cardstock. But it looks great. Yeah. So yeah, check this band out. They're on Spotify and on Bandcamp. Yeah, and looking forward to. I've only made it through maybe the first half of the record, so I still need to listen to the rest of this. But yeah, it's got a cool sword on the front there.
Yeah, I like the sword. So are you saying they are heavier pastoral than
Heavier pastoral? Yeah,
heavy pastoral?
heavy pastoral. Yep. Yeah, it's a cool band. And then, so on the opposite end of the spectrum, this is a release by Satanic War Master. Actually, he goes by Werewolf. And this is kind of a Satanic War Master is a Finnish black metal band. But he releases music under the name Werewolf, and this was released this year. And what's cool about this is that the first track on side 2 here, I'm not going to try to pronounce this. You can see it right there. It's actually almost a cover of Bloody Tears, the Castlevania track. So that's like the main guitar melody and lick in the song. And
Is that supposed to be Spanish or something? What is that?
I don't know. Chino Maida?
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, he's Finnish. But yeah, on the cover it's kind of hard to see. But you got, Dracula here and then Dracula's castle in the back here. And that's kind of a added bonus for me, being a huge Castlevania fan. You got a gatefold here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Some crazy looking lady there.
She's DTF for sure.
Probably. Down for fun. No,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got a poster, and it's kind of a little more Castlevania-ish.
Yeah, for sure. That castle, exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I know. So that was just kind of a nice little bonus. Two things that I love kind of seep together. And I believe this was on. Yeah, I think it's a pink. It's kind of hard to tell on this, but there's a couple different color variations. But this, you can't really. This looks more red on camera here, but it's more of a pinkish color.
Denise says they might be going for Latin with that name.
That would probably be more appropriate. I would say that makes a little more sense. Yeah, I'll have to see, look that up and see if that means anything in Latin. And then my other new pickup was a band called Isengard. So Isengard is a Norwegian band done by Fenris of Dark Throne, who I've talked about and shown a lot of Dark Throne's records on here. This was not really a side project, but just another outlet for him to explore other music that he's into and that he wanted to make. So these are kind of all over the place. You can see on here, some of the recordings are from 93, some of them are from 89 and 91. And it's kind of a mishmash of different styles of music. There's definitely some black metal influence, but there's some like folk, and there's even a few synth tracks. There's some more like doomy, slower stuff on here. So it's kind of all over the place, but I'm such a big fan of anything he does and his music that yeah, I dig this. And on the inside, you have lyrics, and then some write up on the photographs, and just some kind of history on when they were taken. And what I like about the release is that Peaceville, which is this record label, most of these reissues, they've done little write ups on some insider like history or just information on stuff that I never knew about. And I believe these were just both on black vinyl. Nothing too special about the vinyl, but yeah, this is the first collection of stuff. There's 2 other Isengard records. One came out just this year, which I haven't had a chance to listen to yet. And there's another full length. It is a full length, the true full length, but I don't have that on vinyl yet. But so yeah, Winter Skugga is the name of this record, if I didn't say so to begin with. So there you go. Those are my most recent pickups.
All right. Well, thanks for showing them. Too bad we couldn't get the unsealing, but
sorry.
That was
Hey,
on-
you know, if the show would have been on yesterday, like I thought it was going to be,
Right. Like it shouldn't have been. Right.
that was last night's show.
Yeah.
Hey, Bandy, you're free to get your own vinyl show off the ground. We can,
okay.
have sister shows, one right after another. Anyways, let's move on. See what Chris Roberts brought for us. I can only imagine. I couldn't even guess the wild stuff Chris Roberts can bring.
Well, as Matt might have mentioned, I made a visit to him this weekend. Hold on one second. All right, back on. Made a visit to Matt. Wait, listen, I don't know if you guys want me burping on the air. I just chugged this soda real quick. It's fucking me up. And he was nice enough to make me I think this means we're dating now. So he made me a CD. It's really cool. And look at this guy's penmanship. You kidding me? Look at that. This guy's awesome.
Jesus.
So
Got some free time last week.
hey, dude, I love it. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I did get I'm in the room getting it set up because at the time when I set up my audio equipment, I was like one plug short because of the VCRs and other stuff I got hooked up. So the CD player missed the cut, but I have since switched the plugs around. So I was going to try this out tonight, but this is really cool. And it was very thoughtful of you to do that. And I can't wait to check it out.
Show off that
Been a while
cover
since
again?
Yeah. See, look at that. Did you draw that, Matt? No. You didn't draw that, did you?
I don't know. Maybe I did.
Did you?
No, I didn't draw that.
Oh, I was gonna say, damn. But inside here, look at this. I didn't even notice that yet. I haven't even opened that up. It's got some other stuff going on in there, and
Wow.
yeah, he did all the stuff. He tricked it out really cool. Burned a
Clear
CD.
tray.
I mean, hell, I haven't burned a CD since like 2002 or something.
Yeah,
so-
I don't. I have a huge freaking thing of CDs from when I got when I was burning ISOs for the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I got a whole stack.
I used to love making mixed CDs, man.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. Stealing all the music. I mean, borrowing it off of LimeWire and
Yep.
LimeWire.
I'm
I
gonna
haven't
make
heard
this
that in
a-
a while.
I'm gonna make
I
this a
love
mixtape.
yeah. Oh yeah, make me a cassette because I got a cassette deck in there too. But right after leaving Matt's house, we went down, got something to eat.
Did
Well,
you go to the Jaffa?
I couldn't because of that deal. It took too long. You're talking about your thrift shop, right?
No, Jaffa. The
Oh no. I got overruled. We went to that cafe that's right next to it.
gotcha.
Which it was cool. I mean, they listen, I got outvoted. I would have went to the Mediterranean if I had the choice, but didn't matter. The food was good. We ate, and then so as I always do when I'm out of town, I start to go through like OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, and I found a killer Super Nintendo lot I can't even show you all of it because I already sold half of it. But let's just say, man, it was.
Hey, whoa. I don't want to see this again. I already saw it once.
No, you don't want to see all the gold? Oh.
It was so maddening, Chris Roberts. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, and then, you know, it's like, I didn't even realize Yoshi's Island's a $35 game. Did you know that? I didn't even know. It went up in price. That's so awesome. But yeah, so big stack of games. It was so good too, because initially they wanted $250 for this lot, right? And it'd been up for 4 hours. So I thought, you know, let me hit them up. And I said, hey, will you take $175? They're like, immediately, yes. And I thought, damn, she probably would have took $150. And I was like, that's all right. I was like, I can make some good money off this.
Tell me about it. Show us the goods.
So
Show
then,
us.
well, like I said, I sold half of them. So this isn't even like the goods. It had Mario All-Stars, regular Mario World, Yoshi's Island, F-Zero, Street Fighter 2, Donkey Kong. These are all the mellow ones. Like, these are all like the cheaper ones.
It's like an essentials.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, Super Metroid I already sold.
Sunset Riders.
Well, I haven't. Yeah, Contra 3's down here. Look at this. I mean, Contra 3, Sunset Riders. This turned out to be like a $60 game. This Lost Vikings 2.
Yeah.
Star Fox was the only one that was kind of messed up. I need to glue it, but even so, I mean, it was like I didn't care. So I sold the Metroid. I sold Mega Man X. I sold I don't know, one other essential game. It just, man. And so I'm like, hey, so where do you want to meet? And what do you want to meet? And like, I'm trying to make it happen, and she's not getting back to me. So I'm thinking, damn, like, did I miss it? And finally, a friend of ours, Complex, calls me right at that time, and I'm thinking, okay, it's okay, because I can go back to the screen. But he was like asking me like a bunch of questions all at once. He bought a TV, he was having problems, whatever. That doesn't matter. So I'm helping him. I go back, and like she had messaged me back 7 minutes ago saying, oh, we just tested the Nintendo, it's not working, so we're just going to go ahead and relist it all for $75. And I can see the ad says $75 now, and I'm like, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't sell it. I'm on the way. I'm almost there. So I'm like, hey, don't sell it, you know? And she goes, oh, okay, great. Here's our address. I'm like, oh, thank you. And it was all on the way because we were headed to Morro Bay. Didn't even have to go out of the way. It's this town called Los Osos or Los Osos. Yeah. It's right on the way, man. The ATM was right on the corner. Got the money, went right to their house. The guy was so nice and even came with some here's the weird thing. So they didn't think the Super Nintendo worked, but yet they give me the controllers. It's like, so I'm like, what were you gonna do? Oh, that's not a controller. Yeah. I'm like, so what are you gonna do with the Super Nintendo? He goes, oh, maybe I'll try to fix it. And I'm thinking to myself, but aren't you gonna need the controllers? So then I was like, dude, just put it up for like $25 and just write that it's broken. Someone will buy it. He goes, you think so? I'm like, yeah, dude, someone will buy it. Because they will. Because just the plug is worth like $15. I was trying to get it all. I was like, hey, I'll just give you another 20, but I didn't even care at that moment. I had all the gold. I just wanted to leave.
Did you ever?
But then it's funny because then people are like, oh man, you know, you kind of ripped him off. I'm like, how? Like, it was their money, their offer. They wrote the ad. And he knows the area. You're not going to live in that area and be quibbling over a few dollars.
No.
It's a very expensive area, man. Like, these guys don't care. He literally was just trying to get rid of it. It was his games from his childhood that was in a closet. He didn't care. I'm trying to explain this to someone. I was like, they live on the coast. That house is probably worth $500,000 at a minimum or close to it. And they're like, well, everybody could use money. And I was like, well, then you know what? I'll give you the address. I still have it on my phone. You can mail them a check. You know what I mean? It's just everybody's so moral when it's not their money. When it's their deal, oh, I got this great deal. When it's someone else's deal, oh, you should have did that. Man, shut up with that shit. And then I picked up this yesterday. Oh. Look at this real pretty Airwolf. I don't even care for the game so much. I mean, it's okay, but it just looks.
You found
really
out
nice.
at a thrift store?
at an antique store.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I just have to go ahead and buy that. And it's like super complete. You know, it has all the things in there. It's, you know, it just says, just because it's a running theme of the show. So when I pull out the poster, I mean, it just goes right to Hulk Hogan's dong, you know.
Nice.
Like I don't know why why would they fold it that way?
They knew it, dude. That would make like the perfect postcard.
Right. It's like, wish you were here. Right. Yeah. So that was pretty fun. And then so you know how like the social medias, they'll give you these things like your memories, like, hey, on 1 year ago or 2 years ago, this happened. So like a couple of years ago, I had picked up this really nice Atari lot, but I was so happy to get, it's a first print box. You know, it's all like very first print Atari, right? Heavy sixer, matching serial numbers. So I was super excited to get it. And that same day, I actually found a prototype at another store. So I was just really just like super hyped about that stuff. And then, but I was looking at that picture and like, wait a minute, what's that shit in the back? And so apparently, like, there were some box games in there that I forgot that I had. And I just...
Chris Roberts goes game hunting in his own house.
In my own closet. I didn't even know I had this stuff. And I've been looking at that box for a long time, but I just thought it had something else in it. So these are all just like super clean, 100% complete. And I've been buying more Atari boxes lately because especially the Activision. I mean, I can't pull them all down. They're out of reach, but they all have like green and blue and red. You know, it's just like they really pop, you know, orange. And I guess like all the primary colors, or I don't know. I'm not that good with colors, so I guess they're primary. But yeah, so I just, nice little score. And I didn't even have to leave my room. It was like right there. Wow. I was like, man, finally this fucking social media crap's paying off. These memories. Usually it's always something bad, right? Like, you know, that time you went on that first date with someone you don't know anymore, or you know, oh shit, your anniversary is like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, Bill. Right?
You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the chat, Denise asked why I'm upset when Chris Roberts shows this stuff. It's just pure jealousy. I'm a dark soul, dark soul. Chris Roberts will always show this stuff, and I'll fire him right back with a...
He's like, you're an asshole. Fuck you. It's like, oh, thanks, Bill. It's always like, I hope you choke on it.
Yeah. Well, because everyone's just, oh, man, that's the greatest. You're the best. You're a superhero.
Yeah. And then Bill pulls me right back down to earth. You suck. I got a better job. My life is better than you. I live in a nicer house. All that. I got a better car. And I'm like, oh, you're right.
My
right,
God,
Bill.
no.
Nicer hair, all of it.
That's like the
right?
pickup, the Super Nintendo stuff you want is like all the gems. So what do you think the margin is on that? $1,000?
No, I did some real quick math. It's about $450. I paid $75, so
maybe in Canada the margin is $1,000.
Well, right. I mean, I'm just going by. But I'm saying like complete net. After fees, after shipping, I'm looking to make about $450 on the deal. Mm-hmm. But you know, I just buy it because you know I want to get them to the right homes, man. I mean, obviously, I want to make a profit off of it, but that would have went to some scumbag, you know, some beach bum scumbag would have got that deal. I couldn't let that happen. Not on my watch. You know what I mean?
Not on my watch.
No. How does it last 5 hours, Bill? Can you imagine that lasted more than 5 minutes in your area, Bill?
No way. You see our like social medias and all the guys that say we have all these alerts set up and I'm on it within 2 minutes, you know, like your partner from Dollar Dorks.
Yeah. Derek is always killing it up there.
Yeah, they set up the alerts to us. Same with Haji, you know, he's got the alerts, and
I got alerts too. But a lot of times, I mean, even with the alert set, they don't always go out immediately. And even when they do, some people just get it faster than you. I got a really nice Switch. My daughter's been wanting a Switch, and it's almost impossible to get them new right now because they're just like selling out really quickly. So yeah, I got a really nice bundle. for $350. It came with 6 games. She didn't even want a bunch of the games, so I sold all them off. Almost paid off most of it already.
Jesus.
I already made back like about a little over $100 back on the deal already, and she's gonna get it for Christmas. And that's one thing about my kids, like when I can get them new things, we'll do that obviously, but they understand value. They know she knows this is gonna work just fine. Plus I'm actually gonna take the money that I made back and I'm gonna buy her like more stuff. Like she wants Animal Crossing and or is it Animal Crossing? Yeah, whatever that. Yeah, she wanted that and some other shit. So whatever. It's gonna work out better for her than if I got that bundle. That bundle, I mean, they have a pretty nice deal right now. You can get one that comes with Mario Kart for like $2.99, new. But they sell like that. I mean, it's
$3.99 here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bill. You need to move to the States, man. Just fuck it. Transfer to an American TV station. And
yeah, sure.
Just fuck it. Just do it. Come on down here. Join Fox News or something. Or come on down, man.
Okay. Before we move on any further, Denise, Dollar Dorks, you're a big fan of Chris Roberts. If you want to check out more of his stuff, he has another podcast with another buddy of ours called Dollar Dorks, where they explain about how they build their collection by selling off stuff, and they give eBay tips and Kijiji tips, and well, it's a lot of Chris Roberts.
The thing is Derek is very structured, very analytical. He's more of the nuts and bolts, and I'm more of the bullshit. So,
it's good stuff.
You got to have some stories, man. I was telling him, I was like, Derek, they got a Southern saying where it's like, bless your heart, and bless his heart. He doesn't think people would think it's interesting. And I'm like, Derek, we're going to talk some shit here. And he goes, I just don't think people think I'm interesting. I'm like, Derek, dude, you are interesting, man.
The good thing about bless your heart or bless their heart, you can say whatever you want about that person. Well, you say bless their heart afterwards. It's okay.
Yeah. And then what's great is some people don't realize you're fucking with them. Bless their heart. You know what I mean?
Bless their heart.
So hopefully we'll get a new Dollar Dork soon. That's a bit on hiatus, but
I think we're shooting for a January episode. I'm going to really lean on them soon. We're going to get through the holidays.
Yeah, excellent.
We got some plans. We got to talk about real quick. eBay is really screwing over the sellers. They're switching to this managed payment shit. They're doing away with PayPal, so now you have to. Yes, and it's all the money. Now, when you sell something, they automatically pull out the fees, which some people like that. They think it's convenient, which is fine. That doesn't bother me, but it gets deposited directly into your bank account. Now, you think, hey, great. They saved me a step. Yeah, but wait till they try to pull the shit back and they're yanking stuff out of your checking account. So I'm going to have to get a separate checking account because I don't want them with any access to my main account. I just don't trust. And then now you got multiple sources, whereas you had eBay and PayPal. So I'm assuming you can still accept PayPal if you want, but now you're talking Venmo, you're talking all the various credit card companies. You know what I mean? Like they could file reports with various things now. So let's say they're salty about their purchase and they use the MasterCard. They could claim it's a fraudulent claim. You know what I mean? The fraudulent charge. So I really feel like eBay's almost, I mean, man, it's hard to say this is like a death nail, but man, you're going to really start to see people gravitate more towards Mercari and Facebook Marketplace, because all of them, even OfferUp, they're all pushing you to ship. So they all have the same structure already. So they're almost pushing you to the competitor. I really don't understand. I know what they're doing. They think they're making it more buyer friendly, but the problem is they're making it less seller friendly. And without sellers, you're not going to have no buyers. So we'll just get off of it now. You know what I mean? Just a little, you tune in Dollar Dorks and you'll hear shit like this.
Dollar Dork.
Right. But sorry, all you sellers out there, you got a nightmare coming December 1st.
I'm just worried that the tax man might get in on.
Oh yeah, the jig's up, man. The jig is up. The jig's up, dude.
All right.
Yeah, that's a statewide thing on eBay too. Like depending on what state you're in, where you order from, sometimes you're taxed, sometimes you're not.
Well,
I never thought
California,
It's such-
there's
like
taxes.
being taxed on something that's already been taxed.
Yep, it to me?
Fuck
It's
that.
it's un-American. You should not have to be paid the same tax twice.
Yeah.
And you should be able to sell off your private property without someone else getting involved. I mean, I understand new items because now you're getting into the store aspect, but used items, I mean,
Yeah.
who's to say I haven't already paid all the taxes on that already?
Yeah.
100%. And I was going to say, while you're waiting for Dollar Dorks, you can also find Chris Roberts at the Retro Nonsense podcast. Look that up as well, where they talk about the 80s. And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got a Christmas episode coming up soon. So this one might be a little Duke centric because I'm afraid Duke isn't gonna we see this subject completely different. It's gonna be interesting.
Oh, yeah. Good. Cool.
Yeah.
We bug Kevin about being on a lot of shows, but Chris Roberts, man, that guy is all over. All right. So, I don't know. Matt Bandy's doing something. He's changing his shirt or something.
Ain't changing.
Yeah, that's okay. He's got to relieve. Oh, there we go.
Hey, we don't want you to get a strike. You know what I mean? Nudity. You got to be careful.
Did you see all the nudity early on?
I did.
With the book?
I saw John Lennon's dong. That was cool.
Lots of good nudity.
I just
in
went
this
really
episode.
hard, but you know.
All right. Well, thanks, Chris, again for all that vinyl. I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
I am next.
I truly tried to buy some vinyl yesterday, but there was nothing. My go-to place was, and I was the first in line, Bill. I went there early. I waited 30 minutes to get to this place, and I normally go to the VHS first, but I saw the competitor lady in line, and I went straight to the vinyl, and there wasn't anything. It was wiped out. It was like,
wow,
just trash. I couldn't do it.
Well, I went to little Chris Robertson myself. I went to an antique store today, a big antique market, actually, where it's all kinds of vendors, you know. But the vendors aren't there. You take your stuff up to the front and you pay the front, and the front keeps track of what vendor you bought it from. You know, like they worry about divvying out the money. So it's a really big place.
It's like on consignment.
Yeah, big giant consignment thing.
Right.
So it seems to be a pretty good spot to find records, though, nowadays, because our at an antique store, it's might be even. Well, the thrift store is still cheaper, but there's certainly not a lot of opportunity to find vinyl in a thrift store.
What I'll say about where you're the antique store, it might not be cheaper, but usually it's more curated. In my experience, it's you're not usually getting crap. They're usually only putting out the good stuff. So I can appreciate that.
True, but it seemed like let's say there's 80 stalls in this entire market.
Yeah, that's rough.
It seems like 90% of them all have at least one crate of old shit records there, right? So you got to spend the time to go through all the shit records. And then you got the guy who's just records. And that's the curated stuff that Chris Roberts is talking about.
Yeah.
This guy is really good because he has about 8 rows of $5 record bins, or it's 5 for $20 or something like that. And it's good stuff. That's where I got the Fonzie record last time. And I don't know what else, but a couple of those, the Smokey and the Bandit record for $5. So that was about a month ago, and he redoes his stock about once a month. So I went back today to check it out. I couldn't find any $5 records, but I was spending between $8 and $11 a record, and I picked up 8 records, which we'll get to. We'll get to these. But as I said, you pay from them at the front, and then they put in who the vendor is and how much and put it all in the computer. So it takes a long time to check out. And it was a young girl doing it. Like I said, I had about 8 records. They were either $8 to $11 each. And she rings it up, and it's like 15 minutes putting all the info in. And she's like, okay, that'll be $145, please. I'm like, $145. She's like, yeah. Did you have any special deals or coupons that you want to? I'm like, well, there's only 8 records, and I didn't pay more than $10 or $11 for a record. So 8 times 10, we're at around 80. She's like, yeah. Takes a calculator and checks it. And she's like, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, I see what I did here. She goes back in the computer. Yeah. Okay, that'll be $145. And I'm like, this still isn't adding up, right? She's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. And so I was there for like half an hour trying to check out. But see you, Denise. Thanks for stopping in. I did finally pay for them and get out of there.
You didn't pay $145, did you?
No, like the again, here, when you add it all up, it was $75 plus tax, which we talked about earlier. You're paying tax on
Used items.
items.
Right.
And then she rang it up and she goes, okay, yeah, it's $74.25. I'm like, oh,
okay.
It's tax-free day. So I
Time
go,
to
okay,
get out, right?
I'll do Visa. And I go over to the Visa machine and it rang up as $84.25. So like, she never got it right once, but
even then, it was still cheaper than you thought, though, right?
No, it was right.
No,
right
it was
in
just
there.
the right price on it.
Yeah. It was right in there. So, do you guys know Mike Oldfield?
Mike Oldfield? No.
Have you ever heard of Tubular Bells?
Yes. Oh, I know that record cover, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The Tubes.
Yeah.
The Tubes, yeah. I was on the hunt for this because this guy shows up on my YouTube all the time. It's prog rock, 70s music. And there's a live version of Tubular Bells on YouTube. I think he's playing for the BBC. Talked about the BBC earlier. And it's about 26 minutes long, this one song. And it's kind of done in the round. It's like, God damn, it's got to be like 12 musicians plus a chorus. And as he's playing it, he has to switch instruments several times, and several of the musicians have to switch instruments. There's that many instruments in this magnum opus of a song. And it's really cool. I check out the live performance of it, and you'll hear it, and I've heard this before. And you probably have heard it before because Billy Friedkin used it as part of the score in The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
That do 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 do. Anyway, that weird kind of sound is from Tubular Bells. And because that shows up on my YouTube all the time, there's this documentary about Tubular Bells that shows up on my YouTube, and I watched that, and it is a fascinating story about this guy, Mike Oldfield. He's when he was a young guy, he got a gig for a studio being a session player because he could play anything. And part of the deal was he could live there at the studio. It was one of those English side studios that's actually an old farmhouse, It's one of those deals. So he lived there, and he had this thing stuck in his head, this song, and he was building it in his head. And anytime they'd have musicians there and have all their gear in, he would kind of borrow their gear and add shit to this process he was building. And when he finally completed it, got it recorded, shopped it around, nobody wanted it.
God, that's got to be a drag, man.
Yeah. So until there was this new upstart label with this new British hotshot called Richard Branson, had a new label called Virgin. Obviously, you heard of him, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, when Virgin first started out, he was just a record reseller. He was a mail order record guy. He would bottom sell any of the record stores by like 10% and sell records in the mail until he decided to start a label. And this is the very first record that the label put out on Virgin.
The record that built the empire.
That's right. And he's Richard Branson's the guy who took a chance on this. And there was better versions of this record at on my day of the antique store. This has some I don't know if you can see any issues here. There's a crease right there. You kind of see that. But this is an original pressing, because you can see here, it's V2001. So 001 is the very first Virgin release right there from Richard Branson's album. So the documentary is really cool, this story, because this guy, he had a bit of mental issues too. He was suffering from mental anxiety and depression and, all the stuff that goes with being a musician. In fact, they convinced him to perform this live, this impossible song. Let me just show you. It lists all of the instruments here. I'll get my fingers out of the way.
Jeez.
And this is him playing all of it.
Is it a one-man band?
Yeah, he just would go over it with track after track. Wow. So they did convince him to do this live with other players. And Richard Branson was driving him to the performance. At which time he said, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I will not go. I can't perform it. It's too scary. I'm not going to be able to do it. And Branson's freaking out because if he doesn't have him, he's got this, auditorium of nothing. Everyone was there, the musicians, the crowd, and he didn't want to do it. So Branson, I forget what they were driving. It's the kicker of the story. It was a Richard Branson car. It must have been pretty nice. But Branson turned to him and said, if you go and perform, here's the car. That car is yours. Oh. And so he got him out to perform. Anyways, that documentary is just about half an hour long, and it's worth it. God damn it. So there's the vinyl. The vinyl's got, it's not perfect either, but I wanted that original pressing.
Have you listened to it yet?
This? No, I just got it today.
Oh, okay. It looks all right. It looks like some dust or something on there. It looks something. I don't see no scratches though.
Yeah, there is a couple. It's
few.
It's not bad. But yeah, so I went. It's funny because I went looking for it and I freaking found it, and it was only $8. And this album, like a re-release, is in my Amazon save list, and it's currently at $38. So to get it for $8,
yeah, nice
original pressing, the antique store worked out. So while I was there, I alluded earlier that Howard Stern had a big time interview, and that Kevin should go back and check out who his big guest was. And we had talked about this guest on this show when Curtiss was here, because Curtiss showed us a whole bunch of Elton John records. And when he was showing those records, I'm like, man, those are some killer tracks on there. And I don't have any Elton John. So that kind of was my other mission of today, was to get some Elton John stuff. So Elton John was on Howard Stern, did a 90-minute interview.
It was really good too. Really good.
Like, he's palling around with everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
This is really a renaissance for him, getting like these upper echelon musicians on there. I mean, Paul McCartney and Elton John, and just every major classic rock guy has been on. And it's really like this new phase of his career. I mean, he still does the dick jokes and all that other stuff, but these interviews are just off the charts, man.
Yeah, he knows this is his legacy, so he's and like, if he didn't change, he wouldn't nail these guests, because they wouldn't want to come on and talk about, dick and all that. So if people say Howard's lost his edge and it's not listenable anymore,
no, it's not true, because he still has it. It's just when he's fucking with his employees. I mean, he's shifted. Yeah. He's not bringing on guests to ask them about their sex, But remember, his deal was he'd bring on a guest and he'd be perfectly polite to him, but then he would bring in callers, and the caller's job was to pound the guest, right? With all the stuff Howard couldn't ask. He doesn't allow that shit anymore. Nope. So it protects the guest. So absolutely. And he should.
Gets great interviews.
It's fucking Elton John, man. Come on.
So I did get a couple Elton John records. You guys probably recognize that. Captain Fantastic. He referenced this quite a bit in the interview. I think he said this was his favorite record because it's his most personal. Some wild artwork on there.
And it was fascinating to listen to, like, had he, you know, whenever that record producer basically just like reached in a hat and gave him a writer for his songs.
Oh,
I mean, like, imagine had he just gave him the other guy. Like, we might not know Elton John. It's crazy.
This disc is in good shape. I think this was either 11 or 12 bucks. Oh, no. Yeah, it's okay. Now, this should have a poster in here, but there is nothing. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't a double, is it?
Uh-oh.
Because it's got 2 holes.
Sometimes you don't need to fill both holes.
That's
right. One's enough.
But I have this poster somewhere, and I went looking for it today. It came loose like in another record that I've had kicking around forever, and I couldn't find it. So, anyways, yeah, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. This is his most personal album.
Doesn't quite have the same ring as Rocket Man. I don't know.
And what he talked about the most was mentioning Caribou.
Look at those pants.
Yeah.
High-waisted pants.
Yeah.
It's almost up to his nipples.
So side 1, The Bitch Is Back, Pinky, Grimsby, Dixie Lee. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me on side 2. And it finishes off with Ticking, which is apparently a pretty heavy song. Oh, this has got something in it. Caribou is the studio where he recorded a few albums, if I recall properly. Anyways, there's a nice shot of him. He explained in the interview, too, why he wears a hair system.
Yeah.
Oh, he wears a piece?
Yep.
Yeah, he's very upfront about it. He's just, I don't like the bald look, and I don't like wearing hats, so... There we go. That's a pretty big album. But talking in that interview, like Elton John was pumping out 2 albums a year, so there's a lot to purchase if you want to get on the Elton John train.
A lot of music.
But that's a nice little start for me. And I got a couple more, but I'll leave that for next week or the next time we record. See if Matt Bandy has anything left he wants to show us before we sign off.
No, we're good. We're at the 2-hour mark, so...
Ooh, what? Bandy, we only got what? 2 records out of you?
3.
All right.
Well, and a CD. I mean, he did make this. So.
Yeah, I did make that.
I might have showed it, but he did it.
Yeah, that is something.
It's...
You 2 hanging out. God damn it.
Dude, you're always welcome, Bill. Just get a $2,000 airline ticket and fly on down. Like, calm down, dude. You're always welcome, my friend.
You guys have one thing kind of sorted out, but you got to get the other thing sorted out too. We'll be able to...
Well, we're working on it. Hopefully, we can all get back to normal soon. We'll see.
God damn it. I hope so.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was the Vinyl Show. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that. It was a wide variety of stuff on today's episode. So thanks to my friend Kevin, who started with us, and Chris Roberts came in right after him. Thank you, sir. We gave lots of plugs for you. You know where to
Yeah,
find them.
really nice. You don't have to do that.
Oh,
Thank
of
you,
course, people have to find you.
Wow.
They need more Chris Roberts.
or they're getting too much.
Don't forget his Instagram. He loves getting those likes on Instagram.
Yeah,
Loves it.
I love the endorphins, man. I can't do drugs no more, but I can do Instagram.
Excellent. Matt Bandy, it's good to see you. Thank you, sir, for giving your time over again in this pre-Thanksgiving hour. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I got some pies to bake.
Oh, what kind?
I was a little disappointed I didn't get any baked goods from you, Matt. I thought about that as I was leaving.
Next time.
Next time, man.
Yeah. Tomorrow, an Oolala berry pie, and I'm doing a Kentucky Derby pie as well.
I don't know what any of that is.
I have no idea, but I'm not surprised, man.
Is that meat? Is there
No.
meat in that?
No, an Oolala berry pie, that's like a regional to kind of the central coast of California. And it's a berry. It's similar to kind of like a blackberry. It's very, very tart. You usually serve it with ice cream to get some sweetness to it. And then a Kentucky Derby pie, I'm not sure if that's what like my mom called it. It's her recipe. And it's basically just eggs, sugar, flour, chocolate chips, vanilla, and pecans.
So no horses.
No horses.
That's good.
I think it's like a Southern style pie. So
Sounds pretty rich.
Yeah,
it's good.
I bet.
Yeah.
does sound good. So check out Matt Bandy. He's over on Twitter. He's on the Instagram. Check out his Letterboxd. He's doing
There
some
you go.
reviews over there.
Every movie I watch, I do a review, even if it's only a line or two.
That's right. That's
That's
good.
fun. I love using that thing, man. It's so fun.
Give him a like on his reviews. Come on. Okay, so that's it. I'll let you guys go. Thanks, everyone. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Getting the 1,000 subscribers is going to be a big giveaway when that happens. So get that going. And appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time. The next time we do this, it'll be soon. I promise. Thanks again. See ya.